Michelle. Joining us now is Illinois Congressman Rodney Davis. Congressman, first of all, Jim Banks said it was a primetime dud. How would you describe day one of the hearings?
Well, I agree with my good friend and colleague, Mr. Banks. I mean, all you have to do is look at the ratings. There wasn't much more than a normal viewership of the nightly news that's not even in prime time. But the 1-6 Select Committee, they failed. They failed miserably to give the American people any new information, and therefore no one watched.
What did you think of the fact that they hyped it so much and made it sound, and in fact, Jamie Raskin was basically saying this was going to be bigger than Watergate. I personally didn't think it was even really well produced, and I didn't see anything that moved the dial for anybody who was watching at this time. And I also found it to be highly partisan. I mean, obviously, just if you look at the structure of the committee, you've got the two Republicans, but they're the two Republicans who can't stand President Trump and weren't the ones that Kevin McCarthy wanted on it. Don't you think Americans are going, well, wait a minute, there's no balance to this committee?
I think they clearly are, Rita, and I was one of the original members selected by Leader McCarthy to serve on this committee. And the American people, they just want balance. They want fairness. They don't want something that has been put together by one side and really having nothing more than a partisan argument. And I'm glad you brought up Mr. Raskin. You know, I serve on the House Administration Committee with Jamie. He hypes everything up at every hearing we ever have. But the bottom line is, I sat on the House floor in January 2017, and I watched Jamie Raskin actually object to electors being submitted by states for Donald Trump. That's the height of hypocrisy.
That's a great point. So now, first off, let me ask you, had you been on the committee, where would you have been zeroing in if you were able to be there and be the balance on this one?
Well, I would zero in on the same issue that I've been talking about before January 6th. It's the lack of consistent security posture in and around Capitol Hill. And the brave men and women of the Capitol Police, they're my heroes. I was on the baseball field 5 years ago when a crazed liberal gunman came and screamed health care at us while he tried to change the balance of power in the House by killing Republican members of Congress. I know what brave officers do when there's danger and they're well trained. David Bailey, Crystal Griner did that. But we can't continue to have the leadership of the security apparatus be politicized on Capitol Hill and put our brave men and women in danger that are in that uniform every day protecting us.
Yeah, there are so many questions. We still don't know what Nancy Pelosi apparently was told, what she did. They're not calling her as a witness. They're also not calling the mayor of D.C., Congressman.
Oh, and Speaker Pelosi knows that we have evidence that most of the security decisions, if not all of them, when it comes to the House of Representatives and the House side of the Capitol with the House Sergeant at Arms, are run through right directly to the Speaker's staff. Major security decisions are run to the Speaker's staff before they are made and then also given to Republicans. This is why the security posture failed and why the Capitol Police were denied. Capitol Police Chief Steve Sund was denied National Guard assistance when he requested it before January 6th because of optics. And remember, too, the evidence in other bipartisan investigations has clearly shown that President Trump and his DOD offered National Guard assistance on January 2nd or January 3rd.
Well, and those are a lot of questions that the American public deserves answers towards as well. And I don't think they're going to get to it in these hearings as it is looking. I wish you had been on the committee, and I wish you had been able to ask some of those questions, too, as well. Congressman, so great to have you with us. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, too, Rita.
Thanks so much, Congressman.